Welcome to Lethal Company Modded. Figured I'd have a little bit of fun actually doing this by myself, as you may have seen me do a little bit of content with both Vamp and Dimmy, either here or from the streams, and I wanted to have a little bit of fun by myself, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun. Ooh, pro flashlights are on sale. I'm going to get 3, and then I can't get a shovel. Damn. Okay, so what else can I get for $23? I guess I might as well just save that for now. Oh wait, I never even did check the moons. So, for those of you of the uninitiated who have never seen this game before, let me give you a quick little tour of what Lethal Company is. Also, whether it be regular game or modded, doesn't matter. There is going to be some lag because it is still a fairly new game. There's just a big old boulder right here, I take it. Some of the mods that I have are a bunch of different things. Whereas I have faster item dropship. Like, this is supposed to take until at least 8:30 in-game time to drop. And it takes like a couple of minutes to disappear. I have it to where it's instantly here and then it's just gone. Another thing is I have more emotes, more suits, mimicked... trying to think of what it is. Mimicked fire exits. So the fun of it is not being able to figure out exactly which exit gate is which. I call them exit gates because that's what they simply are, just like fire exits and exit gates. Dead by Daylight references if you haven't noticed already. Okay, so the reason why I stand in the corner and scan is because you simply have to go around, find a bunch of scrap, bring it back to your ship, and you have 3 days, or if it's modded, a certain one will increase it to 4 days. Oop. And you have to go around and collect a certain amount of credits, which is what the currency is in this game. Now, the mod pack has introduced a couple of different traps. One, for example, that we just passed was a teleporter trap. It'll randomly teleport you, and it can either be fun or it can be horrible. There was a time where I went to the teleporter trap, found the apparatus room, which, if you don't know, the apparatus is essentially the fun little battery cell for the entire map. If you remove that, there's no power and you cannot reinstall it. You have to immediately take it back to your ship. It says that the price on it is unknown, but it's always about 80 credits from what I've seen. Mod things else that I have are a reserved flashlight slot, and then, ooh, dustpan. The other thing that I have is a reserved walkie, but since I'm playing solo, I don't necessarily need that. A couple of other fun ones that you could have, mod 2, ooh, key, I'm gonna hold you on this end, is, more company. You can have more than 4 players, you and 3 others. A fun one that I have, for whenever you watch me on stream, twitch.tv/StarKingKarma or kick.com/StarKingKarma. You can easily enjoy a bunch of the shenanigans that me, my wife Vamp Queen Rev, and my other buddy Dimmy all have to endure. God, there's not a lot of loot here. But playing on solo, okay, that power box is available on every map. Ooh. Is there any loot in here? Doesn't look like it. That room looks like the back rooms, but we call it the Bracken room. Why? Because it's got no association with a creature called the Bracken. Which, by the way, the Bracken is basically like a flower creature who likes to sneak up from the shadows behind the player and finds the way to remove them from the game, essentially. So, your first quota, whether it's an unmodded quota or is a... Hello? I heard footsteps behind me, but I don't see anything. That's the issue with this game. You get paranoid enough and you will start hearing noises. Oh, we found the exit. Okay. Creatures typically start spawning around, like, 4 p.m., but on this map, they don't seem to spawn, so we typically leave it alone. The the first goal will always be 130 credits, but if it's modded for, I don't remember which mod it is that does it, it can increase it to 400, and it'll be like 4 days that you have to do it in. Okay, so, get another key. That's a dead end. I would take the teleporter trap and again. Another key. What in the world is going on? Why am I getting so many? I know that room. This is what we call the apparatus room. That there's the apparatus. The entire battery cell for this entire area. Worth, again, 80 credits. And I'm going ahead and taking it because I don't need any more money. The increased levels of radiation. Hello? The increased levels of radiation thing is just for show, as far as I know. Because I never had the need to really worry about that. But I've got so many keys. But if you get the quota up early enough, you can simply save the items and just hold on to them until you need it the next time. However, if you die before your deadline, any loot that you would have is gone to the wind. That's a beehive over there. We could take its hive, as we're careful enough, and sell that for scrap as well. The amount varies based on the planet. Actually, it depends on which one you have. That gate always scares me, because there's a noise effect that plays behind it. And it takes 3 times before it closes. And once it does close, then it, you're locked in there until you can find the fire exit. Actually, we're gonna leave that there and then just run this across. Now, I could attempt to do the, beehive and show you, but that would also risk me getting attacked by the bees. And I could simply die from that. But it doesn't matter which day it is, you will not be able to save any of your items if you die. All the items you have, even the ones in the cabinets, will be gone. I think except for keys and any items you buy like flashlights, walkies, shovels, things like that. Now, as you can see here, there should be one more key, right? There it is. Okay, so take this all back, and then I'm going to check to see how much that beehive is worth. Because if it's worth it, I might attempt to get it. If not, I'm simply just going to leave the planet. Now, after each deadline, you go to the company that you work for, and you give them all your stuff to sell for credits, which can be used for extra upgrades, extra items, things like that. And the amount that you earn, you might earn an overtime bonus. 147. We're going to try this. Now, there is a simple way that you have to do this, but it requires you to have a full stamina bar for the best attack pattern for this. So what you do is that you run this towards the front of the ship. Your attempt is to get it to at least that corner, because it's the farthest part of the ship, plus you'll be able to easily jump onto here if you're lucky. Again, that requires you to be lucky. Now, I gotta move around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag the beast this way, and then run around that way. But again, I need more stamina. Or I could simply just run it this way. That might be quicker. So... I missed it. That happens a lot. They won't attack you unless you get their hive. Which is fine. We can easily just keep going with this. You just have to be lucky. And sometimes you're not. Which is perfectly fine. It doesn't matter how many times you do this, as long as you're able to get this down. If it starts getting a little scary out here, then we will leave it alone and just leave. Okay. There we go. Now what we do is that we start up the ship, and then once the bees start flying off from that, we go and grab it. So we'll start going around, and even if we're on the ship and it takes off into the atmosphere without us, we'll simply just teleport right into the ship. But that is now an extra 147 credits. That alone pays for our quota. Not often I could be able to do that. I got taught that from InSim, a popular YouTuber. That ranking is amazing. I got taught that by my buddy Dimmy, and a couple of trial and error things. I'm moving all that stuff there, and I'm going to move all of this like right over here, that way it's out of the way. Okay, so we need 130. And in total on the ship alone, in the bottom right hand corner, next to my flashlight, you'll see Ship 363. That's a mod called Ship Loot. It gives you a whole generalization of how much you have earned on your ship. And from there, you could see that it was 363. The keys are worth 3 credits if you don't want to hold on to them. Since I already found 4 keys and used 1, I have 3 keys left over, which are all in here. So you take 363, subtract 9 from that. Probably look at plus. Okay, so 274 plus 80, simpler that way, would be 354. Add the 9 would be 363. So yeah, we have 354 already. That is almost 3 times our quota from the first day alone. So rainy will make it to where quicksand has a higher chance of spawning in. It's dark circular patches that you can sink into. If you're not careful and paying attention, you will lose that. Foggy makes it harder for you to see. There are other conditions like stormy or which is thunderstorms, where any electrical or conductive items you have will cause you to get randomly lightning striked, such as keys, tea kettles, dustpans, egg beaters. Anything that is made of metal and is conductive will attract lightning to it. The best way to know how much is on a planet and how much it's worth, go to the computer, type scan. There are 17 objects outside the ship that its total approximate worth is 1,507. Would you like to be able to try to find them all? Yeah. Will you be able to? Next to impossible. Why? Because unless you have a full lobby to be able to help you out with, how much is that? 56? If the beehives are worth anything less than 100, it's not worth it. If you're playing by yourself, you only want to really do 2 trips, because especially planets like this one, this is where the planets where you get eyeless dogs, which attack you based on the sound that you're making. Does not matter if it's from you or if it's from an item in your hand that can cause sound, or if you happen to have pets that make noises and get picked up on the microphone. Because yes, this game does use your microphone. You can disable it if you want to by using a different microphone. I find it all that much more interesting if I use my microphone. I did not charge my flashlight. That is my own fault. There is electrical coil back on the ship that you can use to charge any items. I found another key. I'm probably going to sell some of my keys because I have so many. But it's always good to hold on to some just in case. Teleporter trap here. Now, there are some jumps that you can try to do, but you have to be very confident in your jumps to do it. My wife plays this game with me, and there are times where she doesn't feel confident at all making the jumps, which is perfectly fine. Clown horn. One of the few objects that will actually make a sound when you press left click. Is there anything down here? No, there's not. Sometimes there's items that are stuck in there, like the last map, you saw there was a teleporter trap in there, and that happens. It's something that we have no control over. It's always funny either way. Some of the creatures you can come across are giant bunker spiders, brackens, coil heads, which coil heads, if you... Okay, for those of you who are Doctor Who fans, weeping angels. They are the equivalent of that. They'll chase after you when you're not staring at them, and they will freeze in place when they are stared at. There are automated turrets in this map. Close that door so that way I'm protected. Nothing down that way. Trying to think of... Ow. I don't remember there being a turret there. Where is it hiding? It's right there at the jump. That's so bad. Okay. Well, I'm not going to risk my skin for all that. So we're just going to go ahead and head back to the ship. Drop off what we have. Those birds are called manticoils. They're harmless creatures. There are other creatures out here that'll attack you. Another creature that you'll find are called hoarding bugs, or as the community has called them, loot bugs. Because what they like to do is they'll run around, they'll stare at you. They're cute, but they scare you. If you take their personal loot, they will attack you. And I have a mod installed just for them. And you might have seen it in some Twitch clips, or maybe some TikToks or whatever. Or maybe even here on YouTube. You'll find something called, hear them go, yippee. Which is always a fun thing. That's exactly what the pronghorn sounds like, by the way. Now, these gifts, they will count until you kick off. And they can carry any number of items in here. Oh my god, it's another clown horn with 79 credits. So, the box itself, I think, was worth like 23s, I think. So we can take off a little bit more. It is 2 o'clock. I kind of want to risk it for the biscuit and go into one of these fire exits. This planet, March, has like 3 fire exits. And I think the amount of fire exits scale depending on the map that you're on. If it has 1 fire exit, I think there's another fire exit you can find that is a fake. To tell if it's a fake, I think that's one of the hoarding bugs. Okay, there's the power box. Great, it's steamy. I don't want to risk that. That is too dangerous. I think the best course of action right now is to leave. Now, one of the best things that I could do is, simply put, making sure that I'm able to keep the amount of loot that I have. And you can scan outside the ship and be able to find where the main entrance is by scanning, which is right-click, or by trying to figure out where the ship is if you're feeling a little lost. The manual buttons for the door is right here. As you can see, the door hydraulics percentage will go down if you're on the planet. The main reasons why you would want to do that is if there's a major enemy out there that you would like not to risk it against, like the eyeless dogs or any other creatures that would try to get onto the ship. Best way to avoid those is to keep quiet as best as you can. Crouch walking, not speaking or making any other sounds, and not using any items that are in your inventory that may cause you to sound off. Now, there are some items where you have no choice but to listen to them go off. Like, on later planets, there are robot toys that may have a chance of going off in your hand. It's a higher chance than having it just, not playing at all. There's also chattering teeth. That's also on some of the later planets as well. Let me go and look here. Eclipsed. Eclipsed planets are basically monsters are immediately spawned right out the gate. Typically, they take about till 2 or 4 o'clock. It's supposed to be 4 o'clock as far as we know for when the monsters spawn, but there are some times where monsters will spawn at like 2 o'clock for whatever reason. It's never clear as to why. But, so right now we have 501 minus 4 keys. So we're probably looking at, that's twice 12, 489. There's times where I like doing math, and there's other times where I'm just too tired to deal with math. Experimentation is great for those that are starting out for the first time. There's a beehive immediately right there. Can I scan it from right here? 149? Bet. Oh, please. Okay, so we need to guide it over this way again. So What you do is you get close, start sprinting around, pick up the hive, start running this way, and you can sometimes get it one fell swoop like that, and then they'll just go back to their hive. If they are too far away, or if another player drags their attention, if a player that has the hive is not being the one that's being targeted by the bees, and another player is, there is an extremely high chance of you getting attacked by the bees and dying to them. Roaming locusts do nothing, they're just there for annoyance. I wonder how many more beehives are on here. But it's always best to stock up on beehives if you're able to. I have started to get a lot better, thanks to the advice that I've gotten from Dimmy, and from watching Instant videos. Alright, let's go in, let's take a look. Nothing like a large axle right here. Now, the value of certain products will vary. Like, for example, this is 38. One of the other axles, or the other axle that I got, I think was 54. I did install a Skinwalker mod, which any creature, doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, can use it. And this is my favorite room. There's just so many items in here. And how the Skinwalker mod works is that if you're playing by yourself, I think they make random noises. But if you're playing with other players and you're separated, you can hear their voice getting mocked. Doesn't matter if what they said is just coming straight off the ship, or if it's something that they were just talking about not even like 2 seconds ago. Found yet another key. Now, some of these colossal gates, you would need to go back to the ship and type the code that's on there. You can see it at the back of the ship. But if you're by yourself, you can simply just find ways to get around it. It's easy. You just have to be really paying attention to where you're going. I don't know what that was. That was scary and annoying. Bottles. There is a crate of bottles. That's a common item that you find. I'm going... You know what? Let's go up here. Maybe we'll find something good here. There's nothing over there. Nothing over here. So this way was a dead end. Again, totally fine. No big deal. You can simply just find your way around. Sounds like it got turned off for a second there. That was weird. Yeah, another key. Yeah, I'm definitely selling some of these keys. And the keys are only good to unlocking locked, like, regular doors. You can't use them to unlock some of the big doors. Like, that door has a chance of being locked. For example. Yeah. And sometimes it's a dead end, but that's perfectly fine. I have, like, so many keys back at the ship, so I'm not worried about wasting a key or two. Let's see, what else is there to talk about this game? It is especially fun with friends, because then you can just goof around with each other, doing a bunch of different things. Different emotes. You can, have fun messing with each other, making random noises, things like that to scare them. Ooh, fire exit. But I don't know if that one's real or not. Even then, it's on a jump. There's a V-type engine. That's not really worth... It's only worth 28 credits. There is a stop sign, though. 48 credits? Okay, here we go. Here's a good way to test to see if this is real or not. So typically, how it used to be was that exit... where it says exit is E, that used to say die or feed. But now they changed it to where it's a lot harder to figure that out. It used to be changing color, the light would be different. Now, a good way to figure it out is this. That's a mimic door. That is the best way to find out is by using a melee weapon, a shovel or a sign, and just giving it a good whack. Alright, so I think right now is a very good time to probably just head back. I'm going to grab these. Actually, how much are these bottles worth? 44? Yeah, we're going to grab these bottles. The best way back was this way. There are some creatures that you cannot beat with a sign. There are creatures you can beat, but they might be difficult, especially if you're playing by yourself. Such creatures that you can beat are the bunker spiders, a creature called a half. Hello? I don't feel like dealing with you. No, thank you. The half is what we call a thumper. I cannot see a... Oh, there it is. There's the exit. And thumpers are really hard to beat. Bunker spiders are also pretty mean when it comes to everything. I'll try to come back for that. I mean, unless it's like pretty dangerous back at the ship, then I'm probably just gonna leave it. Some creatures called a baboon hawk will actually steal your items, and you have to, in numbers, typically go and get them. But if you're by yourself, it's best to just take the L on that one, unless you're feeling pretty confident in trying to get it back. But I don't know exactly what would be best to take that course of action. I'm surprised there hasn't been any creatures that spawned yet. Like any of the giants or any of the eyeless dogs. However, we do have bees on the back of the ship. I'm gonna do like, or not. I would try to do a second beehive, but that seems very risky. So I'm not gonna do that. Because you can only hold one in hand. Okay, we're gonna drop off this key. We have 5 keys now. And we're gonna go ahead and start up the ship and go and grab the beehive. And there was more bees right there, but again, it's easier if you have just one hive that you try to collect. These 2 hives alone are 385. That is already almost triple just by itself. 244, that's nice. Now, the employee rank right here doesn't really mean anything, it's just your level. It took me a while to actually get the boss. It took me about a week to get there. You can disable the speaker if you have already heard it. Basically, the first one is you have to be a great team asset to the company to be able to go and get the quota. It only gets harder from here. This is just a great warm-up. So you would type the company, and then you would hit confirm. Or you can abbreviate it down to like 3 characters if you're trying to go to a certain moon. Like experimentation, you don't have to type the typing down. If you write EXP, that'll simply work. Let's see. Another thing that's always good is that if you're trying to buy pro flashlights, which is the yellow flashlight that I have, which is the brightest one there, just write pro and then just write a number down. It helps you get the like so many items in one sitting to come from the drop pod. Alright, let's see. We're gonna sell everything because I like the idea of having a little bit of money. Because again, if we die, we lose everything. So it's better to just go ahead and grab everything here and just get all sold, rather than just trying to risk it. Now, another good thing is that one of the other mods I have is called the Late Game Store. And what it does is that it allows you to purchase items from the Late Game Store. Such items include the back muscles mod, or it's called back muscles, and what it lets you do. Where's the rest of the items? Oh, they fell down. Is there nothing else? Oh, no, there's the incubator. I was gonna say, like, wait a minute, where is it?
Your hard work is invaluable to the company.
Okay. Now, once you drop the items off here, you do not get them back. Once they are sold, they are gone. But yeah, as I was saying, such good upgrades towards like late game is back muscles, which reduces the overall amount of weight that you're carrying, so that way you don't run out of sprint too quickly. Light-footed, which allows you to sound more silently when you're walking around. Let's see, how much did we make in total this run? 730. We have simply made a little over 5 times quota. So now that money can be simply used here at the store to purchase anything that we might need. Jetpack's always nice to get us to and from areas quickly. However, it does require you to use both hands, so items that require you to carry them to and from certain places might not be the best. But I'm not worried about it right now. I haven't tried it yet. let me open up the late game store. LGU is the best way to do it. Let's see. Upgrades like Beekeeper allows you to take reduced damage for the bees. I'm not worried about that right now. Protein Powder, I don't remember. I think that's more damage. Bigger Lungs allows you to have a stronger duration of sprint. Running Shoes, I think, allows you to run a little bit farther. Strong Legs allows you to take reduced fall damage. Envy Headset Batteries, that's the amount of time the night vision goggles can last. They also recharge over time, which is nice. Walkie GPS, I do believe that one allows you to see time of the time of day when you have a walkie-talkie on you. Back Muscles, like I said, increases the amount you can carry for reduced weight. Interns, I don't remember that one. Locksmith, I do believe it's just a lockpicking skill. But we're going to save what we have for now, because we're going to go to one of the pricey planets. I feel like taking a risk in this episode. Now, you can easily just go to some of the earlier planets, get a bunch of money, earn yourself a nice quota, and you have no issues whatsoever. One of the best things that you could do is that if you're playing with more than just like 3 people, is buying what's called an inverse teleporter. Ooh, we got an overtime bonus of $105. So on top, and we only have to make another quota of 223, which is perfect. The overtime bonus scales depending on what you have. Ooh, the extension ladder. That's exactly what I need, actually. Extension. Okay, order for the extension ladder. You always want to read across the top to make sure. We're going to be going to Titan, which is the priciest planet. And as long as you stay on this planet, you can easily go to and from here without any issues. And it takes a little bit to get here. Being able to go here on the second quota run, and again, it's going to be laggy. That's not your computer or phone. That is actually my PC having issues rendering. A lot of streamers and YouTubers have that issues. There's nothing we can do about it until the game updates again, or if there's a mod to help stabilize that whatsoever, which is fine. I don't mind. Now, the extension ladder works like this. It fits in your pocket, and you can simply scroll without having to worry about it. Press left click, and it'll pop out the extension ladder, and it will fall to fit your needs. If you need to climb up, you can do that. If you need to walk across the plank to instead of taking a jump, you can do that. However, it has a limited time that it can be extended, and you can just drop it wherever, and it'll retract back to that spot where it came from. I typically only use it here on Titan because it makes it a lot easier for me to drop my stuff down to one of the lower platforms. There is only one exit gate, and that exit gate's right over there. My flashlight is dying. I keep forgetting to recharge it. Let's take a look inside. Oh my. A Magic 7 ball, which is the equivalent of Magic 8 ball, and a coffee mug. And you can hold it up, press Z to inspect, and you can hold it up and look at something like this. It's so cute. Okay. A tea kettle worth 50. That is huge. We're already finding quota, basically, rather quickly. I'm not going to try to go too far at the moment. I'm just going to explore some of these early areas to make sure that we're good. What was that? Hello? Okay. You don't want to try to stand still for too long if you risk taking damage from any sort of creature getting spooked by a Brecken. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how this works. This is typically what you would do to drop items down rather quickly if you want to stay right up here. You just look over the edge and you press G. Nothing breaks. You just simply just go down there and you just drop off your items real quick to save yourself a lot of space in your inventory. The extension ladder sound off, so let you know it's getting ready to retract. You can probably do at least 2 runs before you need to recharge, reopen it. And then you just come over here and just drop off everything. 58, 44, 50. So in our hands already, we had $152 worth of stuff. Now I'm going to go back in because now that I charged my flashlight, and it's nice because this planet is covered in snow, so I can easily use that to get back to where I am. Especially on Rend, because Rend takes a little bit longer to get to the front entrance than it does to like Titan. I don't know about Dyne, I've only been there once. Depending on which planet you want to go to will depend on the price. Anything between experimentation, assurance, vow, offense, and march. Those are all free planets. Free planets. Rend is 550. Dine is 600. Okay, there's bottles here. Dine is... That is a thumper. That was the creature I was telling you about. That's called a half or thumper. It thumps around making a random noise to let you know that it's near. And so it makes it harder for us to play. Ow, 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 ow. I'm not losing the quota that I have already. We're just simply going to go. Come here, ladder. We're just leaving. Now, the issue we have with these maps is they're great rewards, but they're higher risk of being unalived. There is plenty of things that could attack you. Out here, it's more common to find giants and dogs. Out inside, you can easily find thumpers, hoarding bugs, or the loot bugs. Brackens, coilheads, they're much more common. There's a centipede-looking creature called a snare flea, and it wraps around your head and suffocates you. In solo, it doesn't kill you, and you just basically have to wait it out. Or if you are lucky enough and you're playing multiple people, one of them has a shovel or a sign, they can whack it off of your face so that way you don't take damage. It's always good after you leave Ren, Dine, or Titan to double check exactly the condition of the planet so that way you know what you're going into. Okay, we're going to deal with the lag a little bit again. But like I said, it's 550 for Ren, 600 for Dine, and 700 for Titan. Again, those three are the best when it comes to the amount you can earn. Hazard level is just extremely high because of it's A rank for Ren, S for Dine, and then S plus for Titan. Just because of how often creatures will spawn out here and the conditions, how close it is. Also, there is a pumpkin there. They're just decorations. I don't really exactly know what they're going to be for. But the insides between Rend and Dine, or Titan will change between factory and possibly a new setting. Nope, it's just still going to be a factory setting. Ooh, Clownhorn. Is there anything else in here? That's 55. Okay, I'll take that. There is what's called a mansion, and that area has a bunch of different creatures that can spawn in there a lot more often than here in the factory, such as mimics, a key, and an old phone. Sweet. Is there anything else in here? No. Go ahead and pick that up. Ooh, an arson plushie. We call this one the transgender cat. Now, I love this thing. However, if you haven't seen the clip already on TikTok from me, or maybe on YouTube, there's a lot of pumpkins out here. Ow! That happens. It bites me. It has a chance of biting me. All I do is left click it to try to all I did was left click it to try to get it to meow, so that way it makes a noise. I wasn't expecting it to prove me right and get ready to bite me. How dare it? Let's go through the fire exit. Is there anything here? Comedy. Ah! There is 2 masks on this entire map. Okay, can't... Oh, that's a soda. And a golden cup. Oh my. How much are you worth? 76? How much is soda worth? 30? Typically the soda's worth a little bit more, but that's fine. Gift box. What else is here? Bottles. Oh, crap. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here already. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead, take this stuff out, drop it off there by the fire exit entrance, and actually, we're going to drop it down by the extension ladder, and then we're going to go and do that. Now, I cannot stress this enough. If you haven't seen one of my earlier YouTube videos, do not put on the masks. Especially Tragedy. Tragedy instantly gets stuck to your face and will possess you. Comedy may take one try, it may take a few tries. But if you hold it in your hand, it also increases the chances of it just automatically possessing you. And when it does possess you, it turns you into what's called a mimic. That is the in-game mimic. That came from version 4.5. That is not something that came from the mimic mod. That is something that just randomly happens. If you're holding it off to the side in your inventory, it doesn't have a chance to possess you. We're actually going to go ahead and just take this back. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pick this up and go. Because it is already almost 1. Monsters will have an increased chance of spawning in sooner. I'm trying to think of what else. If you're playing with multiple people, the amount of... Or no, it doesn't matter the amount of players. It just makes it a little bit more creepy when you're playing by yourself and then you run into someone that looks like your friends, and it turns out it's not them. There's an old phone on here. I will grab that here in a second. Let me just drop that off so that way I can grab it, and then we will leave. Because I do not feel like losing all of this money that we have just made in these 2 runs. Okay, so let me drop it off real quick. Okay, let's open up this gift box and find out. There's the tragedy mask. So we have both masks. 626. Jeez. That is so much money already. Now, again, I cannot stress it enough. Do not put on the masks if you would like to keep your life. You can hold them off to the side if you want. They can't kill you if you're on the planet. But I don't want you to just accidentally putting it on and then accidentally getting taken over. There's already so many items on this ship. It's insane. 603. Let's see. 603 minus 15. You're probably looking at about just a little over, or just under 590. Let's go ahead and check. It is stormy. Okay, so we are leaving Titan and we're going to a different planet. I'm probably going to take us back to... Actually, no. You know what? Let's go to a different planet. We're going to go to Val. It's one of the lower end planets. We can easily earn money there. Now, what will happen is that if you and one other player are playing, you will see the player get possessed. And they'll have strange movement patterns. If you're playing on Val, simply exit the ship and then make your way to the right immediately from there. You'll find 2 different bridges depending on how far right, and that way you'll come across to the main entrance. The metal bridge, which is closer to the ship but is very unstable with more weight, and a concrete bridge all the way over there with the fire exit being right at the bottom. If you and at least one other friend are playing together, the Mimic has a chance of chasing after the other player, depending on who is taking over, or there's one that randomly spawns. If they attack you and they touch you, you get possessed by the mask as well. Another thing that spawns... Another key. Jeez. Is there anything else other than keys? Wait, something else. Another key? Are you being for real? A steering wheel and a large axle. Okay. Something a little bit different. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and grab this key, and we're just going to drop everything that we have off here. Okay, so we're going to drop all this right here. And then we're going to go back in, go look around just a little bit more. There's a gift box down there. Okay. Now, we have to be careful of landmines. If you step on them... Ooh, here we go. Okay, so... I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know if that was above me or below me. That was down in that pathway. I don't know if that was a bunker spider or if that was one of the horde bugs. I'm not risking it. There is a little red valve that you can use to turn off the steam. But, if you hear something right there, here's a risk that you want to be careful of. You'll see if the bridge is unstable, this bridge will start to shake. If it takes on too much, it will collapse under the weight. And I think it's constantly shaking the entire time until it breaks off. Let's see, what else? On Titan, Rend, or Dine, you will come across a creature known as the Jester. It's a walking jack-in-the-box that'll wind itself up after a certain duration. And, if it does pop out, it will attack you. However, if you leave the area and you go back outside, it can reset, which is perfectly fine. You don't need to really do too much to avoid its gaze, just as long as you're careful. Okay, drop off all this item. Here, gift box, what do you got? How much are you worth? You're worth 66. You're worth more than the one I found, and you're the same mug. We have another key. I am going to make a quick run back inside, but this time we're going into the fire exit. Another creature that they had just added into version 45, which is what the current version I'm playing on is now, especially unmodded. Thankfully, this game is made by one guy, but he's done such a fantastic job with this game. Steam on it's like $10, console's 15, well that's fine. I am more than happy to spend the $5 extra for this game on console. These are the red valves you have to turn to their Steam. I prefer to do it with more than just... You know all that loot that I just got? Yeah, bye-bye. That stuff's all gone. So... And it's the final day. We have nothing. Even if we went to go on this final day, there's nothing we could do. So we're just going to go to... Okay, we're on Valve still. Yes, it warns you to wait because you're on the last day. You should really go to the company and sell stuff. There's nothing we can do. That creature that killed me, that was the Bracken. Very sneaky. Flooded is essentially what you would guess. Simply put, this. The entire planet is flooded, and you can attempt to go and fight stuff, or you can simply drown it. Especially in this condition, you do not want to be on the metal bridge. You would much rather be on the concrete bridge. The funny thing is, certain creatures, like for example, the snare flea, oh come on, let me over here. Okay. Yeah, the snare flea, the trying to think of what else. There's a couple of different things that will actually cause you to muffle, especially going underwater, will cause your voice to muffle. But I can show you exactly what it's like to be ejected from the game after being defeated. Or being without quota. There's the dirty plushie. That's essentially what it sounds like when it doesn't bite you. What was it? Yeah, another key. I keep finding keys everywhere I go. What the hell? Oh, I know exactly what that is. Maxwell! I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Okay. I don't like trying to do jumps. Where are you? This is Maxwell the cat from the memes. 114? You're worth more than the one I found you on stream. But just listen to them purrs. Oh god, I hope I don't fall with you. I would feel so horrible if I fell off the edge with you. You know what? I want to risk it, but I don't know. I want to try to take you back with me. I want to hold on to you as we get sent off to the abyss together. Oops. Okay, so since we're dying anyway, yeah, just look at him. It's a tuxedo cat. He just looks so cute. I have one on my modded, or my other save file, and, oh, he's just too cute. He works as like a functional jukebox, and, he can distract enemies for you, I think. Don't worry, little Maxwell. I'll save you from this flooded planet. He has a very low spawn rate from what I hear, like a 3% chance of spawning. However, I like taking those odds and just like shoving them out the window. Because I like being able to take everything. They don't drown if you're in your hands, but I like the idea that this version of Maxwell's safe. No. Hold your breath, Maxwell. I don't know what the music was that they gave him, but this game, Maxwell's from a mod pack. I don't remember which one, but we know for a fact that he did come from a mod pack. Hold your breath, Maxwell. I will save you. Oh god, the ship's right over here. I have to get past this burly frickin' pumpkin to get to it. Okay. So, yeah. That's the issue with the flooded planets, is the fact that, it takes so much for you to actually get through everything. And it'll actually flood your ship a little bit, too. Little Maxwell, you're going right here, buddy. Look at you, just so cute and purring. Stopping you right there. You know what? Actually, I'm carrying you both. See? He's just too cute. And this... Oh, the water drained. Okay. And this is what happens when you don't make profit quota. We're gonna dance with him.
As you have not met the profit quota, your performance has been deemed below standard.
Maxwell, hold on, buddy. Hold your breath. Maxwell! No! Oh. You get fired. You're basically, the disciplinary program is just you get sent off Among Us style. Right out of the ship. And unfortunately, our dear buddy, Maxwell, is no longer with us. But, this is Lethal Company. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoy seeing content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow just a little bit more. If you would like to see more modded solo adventures, be sure to ring the bell for notifications so that way you know exactly when I'm uploading next. And if you would like to see me do something with a couple of other mods, recommend them down below in the comments, as I'm always looking for more ideas. And be sure to like the video if you enjoy seeing content like this, because I've seen a couple of people have actually watched the one with me, Vamp, and Demi, and you guys really enjoy something like that. So maybe having unedited playthroughs like this would also be kind of fun for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below. But as always, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, everybody.